In this video, Guatemala citizenship, specifically focusing on how to obtain it by descent. If you have Guatemalan heritage and are curious about reconnecting with your roots or securing the rights that come with Guatemalan nationality, this video is tailored for you. Guatemala provides pathways to citizenship through descent under the principle of jus sanguinis, which translates to right by blood. This means that if you have Guatemalan ancestry, you might be eligible for citizenship regardless of where you were born. To be eligible for Guatemalan citizenship by descent, you must have at least one parent who is Guatemalan by birth. This is the primary criteria, as citizenship acquired through naturalization does not typically pass down to the next generation in the same manner. So here's the legal framework. Guatemalan nationality law, as outlined in the 1985 Constitution and further detailed in the 1966 nationality law, stipulates that Guatemalans by origin are those born in Guatemala, on Guatemalan ships or aircraft, or born abroad to at least one parent who is Guatemalan by birth. An exception applies to children of diplomats or those in equivalent legal roles. You are automatically considered a Guatemalan citizen if your parents were Guatemalan at the time of your birth, even if you were born abroad. So as long as one of your parents is Guatemalan, we can put a Guatemalan passport in your hands. So here are the steps to obtain citizenship. Here's how you can begin the journey to Guatemalan citizenship by descent. It's going to be an involved process, and we're going to outline the steps here. So number one is gather documentation. Your birth certificate showing your parents' name, that's the long form birth certificate. You'll need your parents' Guatemalan birth certificate or proof of their citizenship, like a valid Guatemalan passport or national ID card, the DPI. If your parent has passed away, you might need their death certificate as well. Marriage certificate would help the process as well. Any proof related to the Guatemalan citizenship of your parent. And then the application process. It's the Guatemala process. It can be done through the consulate or directly in Guatemala, okay? If you work with lawyers on the ground in Guatemala, that could lead to a faster process. So this is one of those rare cases where you can go either through the consular system in the United States or directly on the ground in Guatemala. You're going to get faster response times working with lawyers on the ground in Guatemala. And by the way, MyLatinLife is a full-scale immigration consultancy. We have lawyers on the ground in Guatemala that can complete this citizenship process for you and put a Guatemalan passport in your hand. So if that's of interest to you, you can book a call. There's a link in the description where you can book a call with us. We can look at your situation, make a game plan, talk about everything, including taxes and anything that you want to know related to Guatemalan citizenship. Moving on with the process, after your application is processed, you'll need to register in the Guatemalan National Registry of Persons, the RENAP it's called, RENAP. This step formalizes your citizenship status. And then regarding language and integration, while not mandatory for citizenship by descent, proficiency in Spanish can be beneficial for integration and handling official matters in Guatemala. So now let's talk about rights, responsibilities, benefits. As a Guatemalan citizen, you gain the right to live, work, own property, vote, and access public services in Guatemala. You can also travel with a Guatemalan passport, which might offer visa-free travel to certain countries. The responsibilities of citizenship also comes with duties like maybe serving in the military if you're male and under certain age limits, paying taxes if you're a resident, and respecting Guatemalan laws. Guatemala is a territorial tax country, by the way, meaning that they only care about Guatemalan source income, which is a huge benefit, especially if you're from a place like Europe or Canada and you could potentially switch your tax residency to Guatemala. You could potentially put yourself in a position to pay zero tax for life. If you're American, things are obviously more complicated, but we can help you navigate that situation as well. Let's talk about dual citizenship. So Guatemala allows for dual citizenship, meaning that you can hold another nationality without having to renounce your Guatemalan citizenship. However, this depends as well on the laws of your other country of citizenship, as some nations do not permit dual nationality. But if you're watching this video, you're from the US, Canada, Europe, Australia, places like that, mainland Europe, these countries typically allow dual nationality, and it's good to know that on the Guatemala side, you are good as well, at least in terms of citizenship by descent. Naturalization might be a different story. So here are some challenges and tips. One is documentation. Sometimes securing old documents can be challenging. In such cases, working with a legal expert can be useful. Again, we have a team on the ground in Guatemala. They can get the birth certificates and all the documents that you need. We can eliminate all the guesswork and start putting the process in motion. So the processing time, be prepared for the process to take some time, especially if there are delays in document verification or registration, or maybe differences in some of the names and a strategy there. Guatemala is not known to be the fastest country in terms of recognizing citizenship by descent. Maybe Mexico is faster in terms of putting the passport in your hand and the whole process. So with Guatemala, you got to be a little bit more patient, but as long as you stick with it, you'll have a Guatemalan passport in your hands in no time. At that point, you'll be engaging with Guatemalan culture, whether through language, food, or visiting the country, and that'll make that journey back to your roots even more meaningful. Claiming Guatemalan citizenship by descent is more than a legal endeavor. It's an opportunity to embrace a rich cultural heritage, connect with your family's history, and gain a new perspective on life through the lens of another culture. If you're inspired by this journey or have questions about your own path to Guatemalan citizenship, leave a comment below, or better yet, book a call with us. There's a link in the description. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more insight on citizenship by descent and residency programs in Latin America, and share this video with anyone who might find it helpful, anyone with Guatemalan parents basically. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.